you've been thinking about taking a career risk, do this. This is the stupid, simple concept that took me from risk averse 20-year-old to risk seeking middle aged dad, even with 3 kids. Here we go. So, if you want to make more money, if you want to find better opportunities and enjoy life, you need to build your unbreakable foundation by learning the frameworks, habits, and decision making skills of the world's most resilient professionals. These are skills for life that will serve you on any path you choose. You can go at your own pace and participate as much or as little as you'd like in this community. And you can get a full year of the community for only $149. That's just under $13 a month. We're breaking the mold, breaking limitations, and shattering our own expectations. All right, so here we go. Unbreakables, FUD, fear, uncertainty, and doubt. This triad keeps us from betting on ourselves and keeps us on the incremental path to nowhere. I used to be a FUD. I grew up in a very fiscally conservative household. My parents are well off, but massive penny pinchers. This isn't bad. In fact, it's very noble. However, saying no to even the slightest risk of losing a little bit of money isn't great for personal growth. So naturally, I was extremely risk averse for the first 20 years of my life until I learned the barbell strategy. Here it is and how it can help you take more bold action that seem risky to get after what you want in life. So I learned the barbell from author Nassim Taleb in his amazing book, Skin in the Game. The concept appealed to me as a young finance trader, and I adapted it to personal development and decision making. So here are some of the principles. Number one, uncertainty exists on a spectrum. So we can think of it like a normal distribution. You know, one of those bell curves from college that you might have seen in a statistics class. We take actions every single day, and some are extremely safe, like walking, at least for most of us, and some are incredibly risky, like driving a motorcycle without a helmet. So when it comes to careers, that spectrum spans safe, get a job, to rage quitting in your 40s with no plan, which is risky, to starting a restaurant, which is possibly even insane. The extremes of the spectrum are easy to understand, though. But the middle gets very messy and is full of hidden risks that we're not equipped to predict. Like how far off course we'll be in 5 years if we keep chasing promotions, the promotion path. We don't want to play this game. And that's where the barbell comes in. In a barbell strategy, instead of taking a bunch of incremental actions in the middle, you know, the ones where everyone tells you to be responsible, we cut out all of those decisions and we make room for either the very safe or the very bold. Like keeping my safe income as long as I can while building my entrepreneurial escape. Why? It's because the middle risks are harder to understand. This is the space where you're pursuing this incremental growth path for a very hard to define payoff. So this is what happens. Like we lower our goals to be realistic, but we don't realize that those small goals take the same effort as the big ones. It's the same risk, but less payoff equals being stuck in the middle. And that's a recipe for procrastination, self-doubt, overthinking, late starts, and imposter syndrome. Instead, think barbell. With barbell, you're in binary mode all the time. You're either safe or all out. You're either on offense or defense. You're either exerting or recovering. Safety balances out the risk-taking and allows you to take more of it. The more safe you feel, the bolder you'll be at taking chances. Here's an example from my own life. So I hold, contrary to how a lot of money managers tell you to do things, I hold a ton of cash, which is safety. I used my job, which was safe, to fund my side business, which was risky, but I rejected the ladder climb rat race politics of that middle path. I don't spend much except on personal development, and I actually drive a beautiful, paid-off 2014 Toyota Highlander with 103,457 miles on it. I don't own many stocks, which I view as incremental middle risk, but I did spend a bunch of cash to buy 100% of my business back this year, which is pretty risky. I'm default aggressive with creative pursuits, which can be risky. and relentless with being attentive with my family, which is very safe. And I reject spending time on the meetups, conferences, networking events, and other box checking activities that have very little upside and hidden downsides of consistently eating up my time. So here's some questions to ask to identify that messy middle and hopefully get rid of some of that. Number one, is this path incremental or transformational for me? Could this make a 2x change for me, which would be the middle path, or a 10x change, which would be the bold risk-taking path? Does this action get me toward the future vision of myself? Does my logical brain find it reasonable? If so, that's the middle path. Or does it scare the shit out of me? That's the bold path. Key takeaways. Everything in life is risky. Risk exists on a spectrum, with most of our mental activity spun up on assessing these messy middle risks, the kind that are incremental in nature. Instead, choose a barbell strategy by oscillating between super safe and scared shitless risky. Over time, you build the capacity to take bolder actions by knowing even if you fail, you have this safety net behind you. P.S. I just did a master class on using the barbell strategy in your career and personal growth journeys in the Unbreakable community. Follow me or shoot me a message with the word Unbreakable, and I'll send you the video absolutely free. Also, I'd obviously love to have you as a member, so check it out. Because if you're nodding along and this is all making sense, I'd love to see you as a member of Unbreakable community. It will be one of the best decisions that you will ever make. And don't forget to use the code THEBREAK100 off. Wishing you boldness and clarity in the new year. We'll see you next week.